going on, folks? The
Come
Boston
on!
Celtics 2-0 lead in the finals.
Come on.
Spoonie, Jake, how we doing? How we doing, guys?
Who knows?
The sphincter.
Yes.
The sphincter got tight there. But Derek White, transition, game saving, game clinching, block. My wife has returned. 2-0 Celtics. Let's go,
Yes!
Dude, Luka had 8 turnovers. 8 turnovers.
Wow.
That's insane, man. Like, the defense, this is a defensive win, straight up. Like,
So,
we
yeah.
couldn't hit the broadside of the barn. And somebody might say, well, neither could Dallas, blah, blah, blah. They didn't take 39 threes. They only took 26. So, like, that's a big difference. It impacts your offense when you're taking that many threes, and you can't fucking hit one. But it didn't matter. Like, this
Holy
is an
shit.
incredible win.
How do you win this game?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you said, the defense.
Yeah. Well, they were also 6 for 26. So that's part of it too. We ended up kind of at one point, we ended up 25.6% from 3. Like, at one point in the game, I was like, all I feel like we need is that. Can we just get to like 25, 26%? We ended up getting up 39 threes in the end. I'm Peyton Pritchard. Thank you for your service, dude. Coming in, knocking in a fucking 40-foot bomb after we go up 12. Dallas goes on a 6-0 run to close the corner. But no, Peyton Pritchard comes in and hits in that fucking bomb. Like, what a monster, dude.
6-3 runs, sir.
I don't even know I hope that KP is okay. He looked like he had an ankle thing maybe at the end there, not a calf. So I guess the optimistic take on that is maybe there was an ankle roll, calf's okay, but we'll see. It took a while to get him out there, but the focus has to be on the execution down the stretch. And Jrue Holiday in this game, 11 of 14 from the floor. Someone on the team could shoot. And tonight it was Jrue Holiday, who admittedly had a lot of nice looks from close to the basket, hugely thanks to Jason Tatum and his 12 assists in this one. He was 1 rebound off a triple-double in this game. But Jrue Holiday really, it's tough to anoint an MVP in this one because it was such an awesome team performance.
Yeah. This all season long, it's been like the superpower of this Celtics team is the team. And coming into this series, it was like, there's a lot of talk about you want to rank the players. You want to have Luka, then Tatum, then I saw a lot of Kyrie above Jaylen Brown. And then that's kind of where the conversation ended a lot of the time. And I was like, do you realize how much better Jrue Holiday and Derek White are than players 3, 4, 5, 6 on the Dallas Mavericks? And Jrue Holiday, man, are you kidding? 26 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 0 turnovers, like just on 11 for 14 shooting. Like, this guy, man, is a monster. Saw a comment from John Zanis Pies in the chat here. When does Jrue Holiday start the playoff dropping?
We already went through it.
Yeah, when does the playoff drop happen? Doesn't happen. He's a playoff riser because he's playing for a real franchise like the Boston fucking Celtics.
Yeah, he fell and then he like a bird taking off from a tree. He's just spread his wings and he's been soaring ever since like game 3 of the Cleveland series. He was awesome. He was friggin' incredible. His defense on Kyrie especially, I thought was maniacal. Like I didn't feel bad for Kyrie, but had it been a different player, I may have felt bad for him. And then when he got switched on to Luka, like his screen navigation was absolutely nuts, man. Like protecting KP and drop a lot of times too. And he forced that big Derek steal. He forced it by deflecting the ball. Derek comes up with it, flips it back to Jrue, buries a big 3. Like, what a friggin' sequence that was, man. And then shout out to JB, didn't have his most efficient night, but that floater he hit, I feel like that was like what kept us in the game and why we won the game.
What about that Derek White, Jaylen Brown chase down block to end the game? Like, that's up there with LeBron James finals chase down block by James, block by Derek White. Like that's up there with like all time finals defensive plays right there. And on the replay, the rim very much involved in the block as well. But we'll ignore that for now and just celebrate the greatness of game saving, a game clinching defensive play. Unreal.
2-0, man. 2-0. If you would have shown me the Jason Tatum field goal percentage for the first 2 games coming into this thing, I would have been like, oh, we're in trouble. Shout out Franco in the chat. Jrue only drops in the first round. Bucks didn't get past the first round for a while. Yeah, I love that energy from Franco in the chat here. Also appreciate the donation. You're a very kind person.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, man, 2-0 and like, yeah, 6 for 22 is not good, boys. Not going to sugarcoat that one, but like got to the line 5 for 6. He hit like of the 3-pointers that he did take, the most important one that he took went in, and then I mean obviously the 9 rebounds, the 12 assists. That's the reason the Celtics were good. He's killing everybody off the bounce. And if you want to say like what's the adjustment for Dallas, like just let Tatum cook. It's like he's gonna just have wide open layups if you don't bring help. And so like this is like your best shot right now. You maybe you go to drop coverage instead. Like, I don't know. Someone has to someone has to say it. Luka is fat, parentheses, gassed. No fat shaming on this podcast.
Yeah,
but if you pay us to say stuff, we will say it.
We have no morals. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's right.
Here comes another one. RJ, you legend. JT is my MVP. And this is huge because everybody knows that RJ hates JT. I'm just kidding. But JT is my MVP because he made the interior offense work in the second and third quarter. Yeah, man. The way that he broke down the defense and found Jrue Holiday and Derek White in the dunker spot, I mean, that's becoming like the masterstroke of the Celtics offensive scheme right now.
Yeah, and I think Tatum's defense was absolutely incredible too. Like he's going against Gafford, man. Like that is not an easy matchup for him. Gafford's enormous. And Luka got him early, like 2 or 3 times. And then I can't really remember Luka scoring on him again for the rest of the game. And he had a massive defensive play at the very end of the game too, where he picked Kyrie's pocket right when we were kind of spiraling too. I think it was a 6-point game and they were coming down to maybe cut it to one possession. Kyrie's got Tatum ISO'd on the left side all by himself. Tatum picks Kyrie Irving's frigging handle, which is one of the best handles ever to play the game. Just a massive play. I kind of a captain's knock, as you fellas might say. Like he couldn't score. His shots just didn't go in, and that's the only thing. Otherwise, he was absolutely awesome. 12 assists and only 3 turnovers too.
So
JT, he's going to get some shit in the media for sure from having an 18-point triple-double on poor efficiency, but absolute captain's knock. And the fact that the Mavs were clearly making a strategy of going at him and trying to wear him out, and you see like the difference in athletic capacity and ability between JT and Doncic, who were also going at the other end. Doncic wore down over the course of the game. It was very unimpactful in the fourth quarter. JT, he's fit, for lack of a better term, and he held up and took all the punches the Mavs threw at him in terms of going at him on defense. And the shot wasn't falling, but he kept punching back all game and got downhill. His rim reads as the game progressed, a little sluggish to begin with, but he limited himself to just 3 turnovers with such a high usage and so many instances of like getting downhill, cracking his defender off the dribble, and then having to make a quick decision, a quick rim read. And it felt like he made the right read and executed pretty much every time there. So it's got to go down as, for real ball knowers, for real Celtics fans, this is a good Tatum game. The shot starts to fall. I mean, we're up 2-0. The shot starts falling, like it could be 4-0, it could be exactly. We are going to be live here for another 5 minutes or so. Then we're going to hop off. The Steel and S Garden Report guys are going to go live, and then Jake and I will be back later tonight with Celtics Late Night. Back with another podcast on this channel tomorrow. Make sure you hit that like button. There's a bunch of you here. We'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe as well. I'm going to stop talking now. Spoonie, Jake, what other thoughts are creeping into your mind after this one?
Man, 2-0. This is that's all. I'm just like, I'm sorry to be simple right now. I'm just like, man,
that's what it is. That's what it is.
It's like coming in. It's like, man, it'd be so nice. It'd be so nice to go up 2-0. But man, look, we were up. It was 103 to 89, 14-point lead with 3:30 to go, and it was like, okay, that should be it, right? And we got a little Celtics shit their pants a little bit vibes a little bit in the next couple of minutes here. Yeah. But that's the point of this team, is that they're so good, is that they can. I keep getting a bicep cramp. I'm so excited from what's going on here. This team's so good. They've got this. They can build this cushion throughout a game, and we're gonna have to go back and watch it. But like, I didn't feel like that. They missed a couple of good looks. Like D White missed that floater. There was a bad Jaylen Brown turnover. Tatum missed that like pull up. I knew that was no chance he was going to make that. That's not the type of shot that Tatum makes. I'd have to go back and watch the dunk attempt that Tatum had like on Gafford. I don't know if that was a foul or it got blocked by the rim or what, but I I like the way that he started just like going at the rim late because he got to the line because like if you've got Gafford out there and he's dusting Gafford, I don't care who's next. Just go at whoever it is off 2 feet and try and throw it down.
Yeah, and I thought so. Derek White's shooting percentage was not great this game, and Kyrie got him a few times, but I think he just showed the hell up when we needed him most, man. Like that dead possession where he just like spotted from 29 feet and buried it. That was huge. That was like game momentum changing shot in the fourth quarter. Obviously hit that other three right after Jrue's three where they combined for the steal. Tatum bricks a horrible pull-up three, and I think Jrue gets the offensive rebound, kicks to Derek, gives it right back to him. He hits that big three. So, like, those two dudes, absolute nails down the clutch. Like, they basically just were like, no, we are not doing the Celtics thing. That is not happening. We're going 2 up. And they were both just, like, completely dialed in on both ends for those, like, last 5 minutes or so. And it was beautiful to see. As much as I love Marcus Smart, I'm not really missing him right now, you know.
No.
Yeah,
that's tough. Yeah,
so good.
KP, Kristaps Porzingis. Well, obviously, my eyes are glued to Twitter right now, trying to find the status of the injury. If I had to guess, like he didn't like ask out of the game the same way he did in that Heat game where he came out and was out for a while. So maybe there was a little tinge, a little tug. Yeah, must have slightly something different in the same extremity, in the same leg. We're not sure, but it didn't look as bad. And he was able to take his time coming out of the game, which was almost the catalyst for a collapse. But we got him out in enough time to recover from that. But up until that point, Kristaps, pretty solid. Didn't have the explosion like in game one, but again, continues to hold up really well defensively, and the Mavs are clearly trying to make a point of exploiting him in that drop coverage, and he's just such a tall fucking legend that he holds up, puts those arms up, and it's curtains for the Mavs. And then Horford as well, only 4 field goal attempts in this one, but really effective switching onto Luka and guarding Luka on those possessions as well, and they just weren't able to exploit our bigs for the second game in a row, which is just huge defensively for the C's, Jake.
Yeah, man, the game plan, they stuck to it again. And like coming in, we were like, okay, what's it going to take from Luka Doncic to get the Celtics to blink? What's it going to take for them to bail out from their game plan and come off the lobs and put 2 on the ball to open that kind of stuff up, open up the corner threes? And Luka Doncic, he was like 9 for 10 for 13.
23 in the first half, I know
20,
that.
Yeah, 23 in the first half. He ends the game with 32. 9 points in the second half for Luka. The assists, he did get going from that perspective a little bit. Yeah. But like you're just going to live. Like if he's going to play 42 minutes and he's going to have 32 and 11 assists and 8 turnovers, man. Dude, that play from Pritchard, I have to go back. Like
so good.
They were just like hounding him. Pritchard just like would not go away, dude. And they got that steal, and it was
the reverse of the one in game one where Pritchard was in front of him and D. White came around and picked his pocket. It was like the exact reverse of that, where Pritchard was the one coming around. That was a massive play too. There was like a million huge defensive plays in the second half of this game. But yeah, like that's the problem with Luka. And like, say what you want about Tatum. He had a shitty shooting game, but he's not wearing down. Like in the end of the fourth quarter, he absolutely crossed Luka up a few times at the end of the game too. And like, it's just hard to win. We've seen it with the Sixers. That's their entire problem. End of games, Embiid's often gassed late into the playoffs, and the other team can just kind of extend leads. And that's what happened tonight with Luka Doncic from my point of view.
Yeah, well, because that's why Kyrie had the ball in his hands so much late. And I wonder if that was because Luka was like, I don't have enough to do this in the half court over and over again. And Kyrie, man, that's 7 for 18 tonight after going 6 for 19. So I guess that's a slight improvement for Kyrie because he had
shoot like that again.
Yeah. That's 12 straight L's for Kyrie Irving against the Boston Celtics. Let's make it 14, boys.
Stomped on Lucky.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bad luck. There was a real sense of like winning the unwinnable game in this one just because of how much we weren't succeeding in our usual success metrics. And to win like that, I know it's like not necessarily as gritty as winning a similar performance on the road, but you know, we went up 6 at some point in the third quarter, and it felt like we were up so much more than that just because of how hard it was to come by buckets at that point in the game. And yeah, just to hit that little amount of threes in this one, 10 of 39. in this game and still come out with a victory despite all of the offensive dreariness is incredible stuff. So that's a classic finals win for the Celtics against all odds, statistically speaking, looking at the box score. Guys, we've got to wrap there. We are going to come back later for Celtics Late Night. Hop over to the CLNS channel. Check out the Garden Report. Spoonie, Jake, love your work, guys. The Celtics are up 2 in the NBA Finals. We'll catch you guys next time. This has been another immediate reaction. See you guys.